In 2024, in Dayton, Ohio, Montanae Davis was determined to begin a fresh chapter in her life alongside her two children after ending her relationship with her boyfriend. She had endured domestic violence at the hands of her abusive, controlling, and jealous partner before finally realizing she could no longer remain in such a harmful and toxic environment. On April 3, 2024, while Montanae was at her home on Torrington Place, an intruder broke through the door and entered her residence, firing multiple gunshots at her before fleeing the scene. Emergency responders, including 911 and medics, arrived shortly after the incident and rushed her to the hospital. Tragically, despite their efforts, Montanae succumbed to her injuries. As police launched their investigation, it became clear that the person responsible for her death was someone close to her. A manhunt was quickly initiated to bring the suspect to justice and honor Montanae's life. At just 26 years old, she was a devoted mother of two and had been trying to recover from a damaging relationship with her 24-year-old ex-boyfriend prior to the attack. Who killed Montanae Davis? This is her story. Montanae Antoinette Davis was born on September 26, 1997, and raised in Dayton, Ohio by her mother, Melissa Dennis. She grew up in a tightly bonded family and attended Thurgood Marshall High School. To both her family and the broader Dayton community, Montanae was a beacon of warmth and ambition. Growing up in Dayton's Westwood neighborhood, she was known for her confidence and vibrant personality. After high school, she pursued a degree in early childhood education at Wright State University and later studied nursing at the Ohio Institute of Allied Science. Once she earned her registered nurse license, she became a frontline healthcare worker. Her colleagues described her as deeply compassionate and devoted to patient care. She had plans to further her education in the field. Alongside nursing, Montanae also ran a successful mobile hair braiding business on weekends, catering mainly to single mothers and elderly clients. She was passionate about social media, using it as an outlet to express herself. She loved taking pictures, making TikTok videos, and sharing updates about her life. With thousands of followers on TikTok, her content was well loved. She also frequently posted on Instagram and enjoyed dancing. She was also fortunate to have a lovely daughter, whom she named Melanie. In 2019, Montanae met Jamarte Latrell Brown through mutual friends at a block party in Dayton. Brown, then 19, was doing various construction jobs. He initially appeared charming, winning over her family by buying treats for her younger siblings and offering to fix her car for free. By 2020, the two had moved in together at a duplex on Salem Avenue. They welcomed a son named Malachi. At first, their relationship seemed happy. They went out, posted photos together online, and shared joyful moments. Brown appeared attentive and loving, often seen playing with Montanae's older daughter, Melanie. However, things began to change by late 2021. Brown, who was unemployed after a work injury, started showing signs of possessiveness. He accused Montanae of flirting with her braiding clients and insisted on checking her phone. If a man commented on her social media, he would react aggressively. His controlling behavior escalated. He constantly called, questioned her whereabouts, and grew increasingly jealous. Friends noticed Montanae's demeanor shift. She became more cautious and withdrawn around Brown. He had a volatile temper and verbally abused her during arguments. Though she still loved him, she began feeling trapped and uncomfortable. She started distancing herself, stopped posting about him, and focused more on her own life. Brown reacted badly, becoming more possessive and threatening. In March 2022, during a heated argument, Brown threw a ceramic vase at her, nearly hitting her daughter, Melanie. That incident pushed Montanae to file for a restraining order. In her court filing, she stated, "I fear for my kids. He said if I leave, he'll make me regret it." She also confided in her mother and friends, revealing incidents of physical abuse, though she sometimes downplayed them. Encouraged by her loved ones, Montanae ended the relationship. At age 26, she was now a mother to two children, 4-year-old Melanie and 2-year-old Malachi. Determined to provide a better life for them, she worked hard, saving every tip from her braiding business to rent a small 2-bedroom house on Torrington Place in 2023. She filled their home with love, painting rooms sunshine yellow, decorating the fridge with crayon drawings, and hosting movie nights with pizza and Disney sing-alongs. But despite trying to move on, Montanae still lived in fear of Brown. The restraining order had expired and wasn't renewed. Brown refused to accept the breakup. He continued to harass her through calls and unannounced visits, issuing threats. She reported him to the police, but the harassment persisted and escalated. On April 3, 2024, Montanae was at her Torrington Place home. That day would tragically be her last. Around 2:49 a.m., neighbors called 911 after hearing gunshots and disturbances coming from her home. Police responded quickly and found the back door had been forced open. Inside, Montanae was lying on the floor with multiple gunshot wounds. Though officers attempted life-saving efforts and medics rushed her to Miami Valley Hospital, she succumbed to her injuries. The Montgomery County coroner confirmed her identity and ruled the cause of death as multiple gunshot wounds. Her death was a homicide. Investigators canvassed the neighborhood, collecting statements and evidence. One neighbor heard loud bangs and screaming. Another saw someone fleeing the scene. Police retrieved shell casings and bullet holes inside the home, and nearby surveillance footage was reviewed. Witnesses confirmed Montanae had feared Brown and had recently ended the relationship. She had also reported threats to law enforcement, leading officers to name Brown as the prime suspect. The news of her murder quickly spread. Even people who didn't know Montanae were shaken. Later that day, police tracked and arrested Brown without incident. He was taken to the Montgomery County Jail and charged with multiple felonies: aggravated murder, aggravated burglary, aggravated robbery, felonious assault, and tampering with evidence. He was held without bond. As police pieced the events together, they found that on the night of April 3rd, Montanae had called 911, reporting Brown's threat to shoot up her house. While she was on the phone, Brown was already en route. He arrived at the house, broke through the back door, and opened fire. Montanae had little chance to react. Brown fired multiple times, hitting her several times before fleeing the scene. He escaped before officers arrived. 3 days later, over 200 people gathered for a balloon vigil on Torrington Place. Pink and purple balloons, Montanae's favorite colors, were released into the sky. Her mother, Melissa, held Melanie's hand and tearfully told the crowd, "She was my baby, but she was everybody's big sister." Montanae's funeral took place on April 15, 2024, at Revival Center Ministries in Dayton. Friends, family, co-workers, former classmates, and online followers came to honor her memory and share stories. After Brown's arrest, he was brought before the court for his initial hearing. The charges were explained, though he didn't enter a plea. Prosecutors gathered strong evidence, including Montanae's 911 call, witness testimonies, forensic findings, and a wraparound's prior threats. Brown's defense tried to argue that the shooting wasn't premeditated. However, the facts proved otherwise. His prior threats, forced entry, and the manner of the attack all pointed to intent. A judge later declared Brown mentally competent to stand trial. The court proceedings included witness testimonies and presentation of all collected evidence. After reviewing everything, the jury found Brown guilty on all charges. He was sentenced to life in prison. Montanae Davis was just 26, full of potential, and committed to building a better life for her children. Her death left a lasting void in the lives of those who loved her. May her soul rest in peace.